Hello everyone, welcome to Advanced Knowledge Systems and a warm welcome to AKS IAS Academy. And about me, I'm Sandeep Bhushan and my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I take up international relations and internal security and the analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And this would be in regards to the daily news analysis of the Hindu, that is of today, that is of 17th March 2021. And throughout my session that of the daily news analysis at the DNA, I would be focusing at the keywords and the key phrases from the Hindu newspaper, wherein we would be identifying the factual, analytical and conceptual questions which would be very crucial for UPSC perspective, for prelims perspective. And while you are in the mode of imbibing the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing for the mains examination, your answers would be precise and concise, and thereby you would score higher marks in the mains examinations. Therefore, this session, that is daily news analysis at AKS IAS Academy, will certainly help you to crack both prelims and mains for the year 2021. And before we get into the DNA of the newspaper, we would be focusing at the quote of the day, and the quote of the day says that success takes time. Stay focused, be patient. So, your success depends upon your being patient enough and then staying focused about your goal. Could be short term or long term goal. And now we'll get into the DNA of the newspaper. And here it is in regards to the refugees who are getting into India, that is the bordering states of Myanmar. As we all are aware that Myanmar is under the military crackdown and the country is in a coup which it has on February 1st, 2021. Therefore, the refugees or the nationals of Myanmar are getting into India, that is the northeastern states, especially to the Mizoram. And this analysis is in regards to the refugees who are getting into India, and the MP from Myanmar, that is from the Mizo National Front MP K. Valnavena, has made it very clear in the Rajya Sabha, saying that they cannot send back the Myanmar exiles or the refugees who are getting into India. And in turn, the point is that there are 300 plus people who have entered into Mizoram state from Myanmar from being escaped from the military crackdown. And the 4 states of northeastern India which borders or which share the borders with Myanmar are the Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur and Mizoram. And this information, it is very trivial but important for prelims perspective. I repeat, it is trivial but it is very important because there could be a question: which among the following states borders Myanmar, or which among the following northeastern states border Myanmar? There could be a confuse that Arunachal Pradesh is not part of the bordering states which borders Myanmar, because we generally think that Arunachal Pradesh is at the northeastern or the north of the northeastern of India. So we feel that, or else the aspirants feel that they will exclude Arunachal Pradesh, but it is Nagaland or Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. And if you look at the Rajya Sabha MP from Mizoram is making it very clear that they cannot send back the Myanmar exiles. And there is a letter from the Ministry of Home Affairs which it has been dated on March 10 to the 4 states, that is Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur and Mizoram, that the state governments have no powers to grant any kind of refugee status to any foreigner. And as India is not a signatory to the United Nations Refugee Convention, that is UN RC of 1951 and 1967 protocol. So, the Ministry of Home Affairs letter makes it very clear that the state government do not have the power to grant the refugee status, and this information is crucial both for prelims as well as conceptual understanding for the mains examination, that between the center and the states, who has the main power or who has the power to grant the refugee status to the foreigners. It is not the state, which according to the letter written by the Ministry of Home Affairs to the 4 states, that is Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur and Mizoram. And the letter also very clearly categorically says that India is not a signatory to the United Nations Refugee Convention of 1951 and 1961 protocol. We are not really that it is compulsion that we need to grant the refugee status to the people or the nationals of Myanmar who are entering into India to escape the military crackdown in Myanmar. So the keywords are the states have no powers and the United Nations Refugee Convention. This is a crucial information which you can certainly put it as a short notes in your mains examination. When the issue or when the topic is in regards to the refugees, there could be a probable question in the mains examination based on the coup or the military crackdown in Myanmar and the way the nationals of Myanmar are entering into Mizoram state of India as a refugee. So, in that regards, does the state governments of India have powers to grant refugee status to any foreigner? And India is not a signatory to United Nations Refugee Convention of 1951 and 1967 protocol. And as per the MP of Mizoram says that there are around 16 to 17 roads which connects Myanmar to India, and there is a small river which is bifurcating or borders India and Myanmar, and in turn this river is very small and it is very easy to navigate and cross over into India, as there is no fencing between the India-Myanmar border. So the point which was raised by the MP saying that as there is no fencing and there is a small river which is very easy to navigate and cross over to India, as well as 16 to 17 roads which connect the Myanmar to India, and in this entire military crackdown in Myanmar, the nationals of Myanmar are getting into India as a refugee or exiles, so we cannot send them back. That is the point which has been raised by the Rajya Sabha MP in Rajya Sabha, that we cannot send back the refugees. And the refugees from Myanmar belong to ethnic Chin group. This is a keyword which is crucial again for prelims UPSC perspective, that which among the following statements are incorrect. That is, when there is a question which is being framed by the UPSC in regards to the military crackdown, there could be a question based on the refugees, based on the topic refugees. So the refugees from Myanmar who are entering into India, they belong to the ethnic group called as Chin ethnic group, and they belong to the dominant Mizos, and this Chin ethnic group are of the few tribes. They belong to few tribes, that is Lai, Thidim Zomi, Luze and the Nyolngo tribes. So here what is the keyword is the ethnic group and the tribes which wherein the refugees are entering into India, who are from the dominant Mizos in the northeastern. And there are 6 Mizoram districts which has border or which shares the border with Myanmar's Chin state, that is 404 kilometers border. And again this information is prelims perspective very important, that there are 6 districts of Mizoram which borders the Myanmar's Chin state. Which of the Myanmar state borders the 6 Mizoram district of northeastern India? That is the Chin state. And the people or the refugees who are entering into India belong to which ethnic group? Chin ethnic group. And they belong to which tribes? They belong to Lai, Tidam Zomi, and then Luce, and then Lyongo. So these are the tribes which are part of the Chin ethnic group, and they are from the Myanmar Chin state, which the Myanmar Chin state has the 404 kilometers border with the 6 Mizoram districts, that is 6 districts of Mizoram state. And the Mizoram Chief Minister Zoramthanga and the state's MP have preferred a humanitarian approach by offering them a temporary shelter and food. That the Mizoram government has also gone ahead with sending a petition to the National Human Rights Commission that they cannot send back the Mizo or the Myanmar's refugees who are entering into India on the humanitarian approach. Here the keywords are the ethnic group, tribes, and the river, which I have also described it in the previous classes. And the Mizoram state of 6 Mizoram districts borders the Chin state of Myanmar, which is a 404 kilometer border. And they have also sent a petition, that is Mizoram government has sent a petition to the National Human Rights Commission. So this again you can take it into consideration or concentrate from the topic refugee or internal security. Internal security or refugees. And if we look at, as I said, 4 northeastern states bordering Myanmar, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, and Mizoram. And if you look at the Mizoram 6 districts which borders 404 kilometers of Myanmar, wherein the majority of Myanmar nationals are sneaking into India to avoid the military crackdown in Myanmar, is they are getting into Champai, Sechip, Saiha, Longtalai, and these are the 4 districts which they are sneaking into India. So this is Mizoram state, which has 6 districts, and these are the one which majority of the refugees are getting into Mizoram from the Mizoram's Chin state. Mizoram's Chin state or Myanmar's Chin state. The nationals of Myanmar from the Chin state are entering into Mizoram's districts, that is Champai, Sechip, Saiha, and then Longtalai. So this is from the geography map based, which you can try to understand that which are the following states, northeastern states bordering Myanmar. And there is another news which is in regards to the keyword of rule curve. This is a keyword, rule curve. So we will look at the rule curve which is pertaining to the Mullaperiyar Dam and what the Supreme Court has said in regards to the rule curve for Mullaperiyar Dam. That is, the Supreme Court on March 16, 2021 has said the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary that the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary will be personally responsible and an appropriate action will be taken by the Supreme Court if there is any failure by the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary by giving any kind of information in regards to the rule curve for the Mullaperiyar Dam, and this information has to be provided, that is about the information about the rule curve for the Mullaperiyar Dam has to be provided to the Supreme Court appointed supervisory committee by the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary, or else the Supreme Court says that the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary will be personally responsible, and if the information is not given to the Supreme Court appointed supervisory committee, then appropriate action will be taken against the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary. So, here now we will look at what does this rule curve means. The rule curve in a dam decides the fluctuating storage levels. So, here the entire scenario or the issue between the Mullaperiyar Dam between Tamil Nadu and Kerala is focused on the storage water levels or storage of water levels in the Mullaperiyar Dam or in the reservoir. So, the Supreme Court is asking the information of the rule curve, that is information about the storage of water levels in the Mullaperiyar Dam, and also the gate opening schedule of the dam is based on rule curve. That means when we are talking about the rule curve, or the rule curve is deciding the fluctuating storage levels, and depending on the storage levels of the water in the reservoir, the opening or the schedule of the opening of the gates of the dam would be decided. And when we are talking about the gates opening schedule will be decided on the storage levels, that is on the rule curve. So definitely the rule curve is part of the core safety mechanism of the dam, that is Mullaperiyar Dam. So now I think you have a clear understanding about the concept of rule curve, which the Supreme Court has asked the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary to provide information about the rule curve of the Mullaperiyar Dam. So this is the key word which you need to focus from prelims as well as conceptual understanding about the issue between Tamil Nadu and Kerala in regards to the Mullaperiyar Dam. And there could be a question that which among the following statements are incorrect in regards to the rule curve. So it decides the storage levels, and because of the storage levels the gates would be opened, the schedule of the gates would be decided, and based on that the rule curve is certainly part of the core safety mechanism of the dam, that is Mullaperiyar Dam. And the bench which was taking up this case in regards to the rule curve, that is Justice A.M. Kalvinkar, which was led by him, has said as or directed the supervisory committee which was appointed by the Supreme Court to issue directions or to take steps and to address three core safety issues. So we are analyzing the rule curve which is linked to the core safety issues. Please do understand, the linking has to be done in such a way that two different terms have to be linked, and then how it is important that there is a probability of being question being framed, that we need to understand the conceptual ideas. And what are the three core safety issues which the bench of the Supreme Court is directing the supervisory committee to issue directions or to take steps against Tamil Nadu, or to give the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary and directions or issue directions, that is in regards to the monitoring and performance of the instrumentation of the dam, and finalizing the rule curve and fixing the gate operating schedule. As we discussed how the rule curve and the storage levels and the gate operating schedule and the safety issues are linked, and then finally to submit a compliance report in 4 weeks. So you need to understand, for conceptual understanding, that what are the three core safety issues which the bench is directing the supervisory committee appointed by the Supreme Court to issue directions or to take steps to address the three core safety issues of the Mullaperiyar Dam, which is the issue between the two states, that is Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And The Tamil Nadu government in this entire hearing has blamed the Kerala government for delaying the finalization of the rule curve for 123-year-old dam. So Mullaperiyar Dam is of 123 years old dam, and therefore the necessity that the information be provided that what is the rule curve or what is the storage levels of water in the dam, and then what is the gate opening or gate operation schedule and the core safety issues of the Mullaperiyar Dam. And in turn, the Kerala government has accused the Tamil Nadu for adopting obsolete, that is outdated gate operation schedule, which are actually the operation schedules which were right from 1939 is being taken up by Tamil Nadu, and this is the Kerala government which is accusing the Tamil Nadu in regards to the gate operation schedule, and Tamil Nadu government is blaming Kerala in regards to the delaying the finalization of rule curve. Please do understand here two concepts as we discuss the keywords. Rule curve, Tamil Nadu is blaming Kerala in regards to the rule curve, and then Kerala government is accusing the Tamil Nadu for the gate operation schedules which are absolute or which are outdated, which are dating back to 1931. And the entire hearing of this Mullaperiyar Dam has been taken up by Supreme Court because a petition was filed by Dr. Joe Joseph and the office bearers of the Panchayat in Kerala, that is Kotamangalam Block Panchayat in Kerala. And while they have filed a petition, they have expressed their apprehensions about the lack of proper supervision of water levels in the dam, which is very closely located to the Periyar Tiger Reserves. So here what we need to understand along with the Mullaperiyar Dam is that we need to again link it with the Periyar Tiger Reserves. How the Periyar Tiger Reserves would be affected if the lack of proper supervision of the water levels, that is the rule curve, if it is not taken into consideration practically, rationally, then it would affect the Periyar Tiger Reserves. Please do understand, this is how you need to start linking, you as a civil servant aspirant, how the Mullaperiyar Dam rule curve would affect the Periyar Tiger Reserve is the importance of linking between the Supreme Court decision or asking the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary to provide information about the rule curve of the Mullaperiyar Dam, and the petitioner is worried or apprehended because of the water levels which is not supervised practically or rationally and which might affect the Periyar Tiger Reserves. And if you look at this, the Mullaperiyar Dam is on the river Periyar River, which is in Kerala, and then later on the water is sent to Tamil Nadu once it is stored in Mullaperiyar Dam, and then the excess of the water, if any, will be sent to Tamil Nadu by the canals, and this is here this way. And then you have another dam, that is Vaigai Dam on the Vaigai River, and then later on the water would be sent to Tamil Nadu. So the importance of the Mullaperiyar Dam as for prelims perspective is on the Periyar River, and this is the image of the Mullaperiyar Dam, which is almost 123 year old, and therefore it is necessary that the Supreme Court is certainly focusing on the petition filed by Dr. Joe Joseph and the office bearers. And now we will focus at the MTP Bill, that is Medical Termination of Pregnancy Bill 2020. And here if you look at, the Rajya Sabha has passed the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Bill 2020 on March 16, 2021, which the bill has focused on the increase of the time period. Please do understand, this is the keyword, what we would be focusing in regards to the news item of today's from the Hindu newspaper, that the Rajya Sabha has passed the MTP Amendment Bill 2020, wherein it has focused on increasing the time period within which the abortion may be carried out. So here we would be talking about, or we would be focusing about the increase of time period about the abortion which can be taken up or which can be carried out. And the bill which is been passed in the Rajya Sabha was on March 16, 2021, and the same Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Bill 2020 was passed in Lok Sabha in the month of March 2020. So it has been passed in Lok Sabha first in the year 2020 and passed in Rajya Sabha on March 16, 2021. So now it will be sent to the assent of the president, and then it will become an act from the bill. And when we are talking about this Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Bill 2020, the original bill was framed in the year 1971 through an act called as Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. So here the importance for prelims perspective is the original bill was framed in 1971, passed in Lok Sabha in 2020, passed in Rajya Sabha in 2021. So 1971 the original, Lok Sabha passed 2020, Rajya Sabha it has been passed in 2021. Now we will focus about the main keyword of what the bill has been emphasizing on the increasing the time period of within which an abortion can be carried out. And if you look at now, currently, before the bill was passed, or as per the Medical Termination Act 1971, the abortion requires the opinion of one doctor for abortion if the fetus is within 12 weeks, and about two doctors' opinion if the pregnancy is between 12 and 20 weeks. Please do understand here, currently it requires the opinion of one doctor for abortion if the pregnancy is within 12 weeks, and it requires the opinion of two doctors if the pregnancy is between 12 and 20 weeks. And what the amendments were made to the bill of the Medical Termination Pregnancy Bill 2020 is that the bill allows now the abortion to be done on the opinion or advice of one doctor when the pregnancy is up to 20 weeks. So for the opinion of one doctor, earlier it was within 12 weeks. Now it has been increased that a doctor, single doctor can provide his opinion or advice for abortion when the fetus is of 20 weeks. And now the bill of 2020 gives the opinion or can take the advice of two doctors in the case of abortion when the woman is of 20 to 24 weeks of pregnancy. Earlier it was two doctors' opinion for 12 to 20 weeks. Now it is from 20 to 24 weeks. Please do understand, this is the increase of time period, and this is again crucial for prelims perspective, because it is many of the civil servant aspirants may not focus on the bill amendment made for the increase of time period and for a pregnancy to be terminated after 24 weeks. Please do understand, here we have spoken about up to 20 weeks, between 20 and 24 weeks. I repeat once again, we did discuss about up to 20 weeks, between 20 and 24 weeks, and if it is after 24 weeks, if the pregnancy to be terminated, that can take place, or that is abortion can take place only in a case wherein a substantial fetal abnormalities do take place. That is, if there is an fetal abnormalities, and that too with the opinion of a state level medical board, is crucial or essential to be the pregnancy to be terminated or abortion to be taken up after 24 weeks. So the deadline after 24 weeks. Here in this case, no opinion or the advice of a single doctor or about two doctors, but here the opinion should be of the state level medical board itself. Please do understand, this is a crucial analysis what I am focusing, that in regards to the increase of time period, single doctor, two doctors in regards to respective to up to 20 weeks and 20 and between 20 and 24 weeks. But if it is after 24 weeks, the opinion should be for pregnancy to be terminated is by the state level medical board. So here I would again emphasize that there could be a question for the prelims, which among the following statements are incorrect in regards to the time period for the abortion or pregnancy to be terminated. So it will be up to 20 weeks, one doctor, between 20 and 24 weeks, two doctors. After 24 weeks, it is the state level medical board which has to give its opinion, and that too when the case is of a substantial fetal abnormalities. And in regards to all this, the bill amendments which was passed in the Rajya Sabha on March 16, 2021, Union Health Minister Mr. Harshvardhan has said that the amendment bill has been made after studying global practices. Here this is a keyword. India is now focusing on the pregnancy termination, focusing on by studying global practices and by having a wide consultation within India. So by having wide consultation and by studying the global practices across the world, the amendments to the bill, that is Medical Termination Pregnancy Amendment Bill 2020, has been taken into consideration. This is as per Union Health Minister Harshvardhan statements as or in regards to the MTP. So this again is in regards to the social issues, especially in regards to the women. So please do understand that this is a crucial information for both prelims as well as mains perspective in regards to the increase of time period of abortion or for abortion. And there is another news which talks about the Indo-Pacific region. Here we would be focusing on the importance or strategic importance of Indo-Pacific region. So the keyword here is the strategic importance of Indo-Pacific region, which UK is focusing on Indo-Pacific region, especially post-Brexit of UK. That is, now the UK has come up with the document which it is focusing on two policies, UK's two policies, that is on the foreign policy and the defense policy. And now the document which the UK has brought in post-Brexit of UK from European Union, now it is more emphasizing on the foreign and defense policy priorities. And then UK wants now to expand its influence among the countries in the Indo-Pacific region. It wanted to expand its influence in the Indo-Pacific regions. Why it wanted to expand its influence is because it wanted to moderate China's global dominance. Please do understand here, this is a main analysis what we are going ahead with. The priorities which have been taken up by UK in its foreign and defense policy, especially focusing on the Indo-Pacific regions, or to have its influence expanded in the countries of Indo-Pacific region, is to moderate China's global dominance. And this is the Britain's biggest foreign and defense policy review. Please do understand, this is the key word, reviewing of UK's foreign and defense policy post Brexit of UK from European Union or post Brexit. And this is the biggest foreign and defense policy review since the end of Cold War. And now the Prime Minister of UK, Boris Johnson, wants to be at the forefront of reinvigorated. That is, reinvigorated is like reviewing or refreshing the rules based international order. So he is very much focused about the rules based international order, and this rule based international order has to be refreshed or reviewed based on the cooperation and free trade. These are the keywords which you need to focus. How the UK is now reviewing the foreign and defense policy, that it wanted to expand its influence in the Indo-Pacific region and wants to moderate the China's global dominance in the Indo-Pacific region by having a refreshed, reviewed, rule-based international order, and this rule-based international order would be based on cooperation and free trade. These are the two keywords which you need to have a thorough understanding about the UK's or Britain's biggest foreign and defense policy review since the end of the Cold War. And the document which has been come up by the UK, now it has a planned increase along with having its expansion of influence in the countries of Indo-Pacific region. It wanted to also increase the nuclear warhead stockpiles, and this would be above or increase of 40% against evolving global security threats. So it wanted to moderate the China's dominance in the Indo-Pacific region. Thereby it has planned, that is UK has planned to increase the nuclear warhead stockpile, and this emphasizes on the importance, that is the document also emphasizes that UK wants to have a strong ties with US, and in the document it has also mentioned that it wanted or it has named Russia as the top regional threat. So please do understand, the having or expanding the influence with the countries of the Indo-Pacific region through the rule-based international order with cooperation and trade facilities or trade plans, and by increasing the nuclear warhead stockpiles and having a strong ties with the US, and also naming Russia as the top regional threat. And the document, through the document we can understand that UK or the Britain is calling Indo-Pacific region an increasingly geopolitical center of the world. So please do understand how crucial is this information. What we are analyzing here is important for mains perspective in regards to the international relations, that UK is now wishing to increase its influence in the Indo-Pacific region, because it calls Indo-Pacific region as the geopolitical center of the world. Please do understand here, Indo-Pacific region is now called by UK as the geopolitical center of the world, and the UK government has highlighted a plan that it would wish to have the deployment of British aircraft carrier in the Indo-Pacific region, because it calls the Indo-Pacific region as the geopolitical center of the world. This is the understanding and analyzing the importance of the Indo-Pacific region, which the UK calls it as the geopolitical center of the world, and thereby it wanted to have the deployment of British aircraft in the Indo-Pacific region, because there is evolving global security threats. And as Britain is the world's sixth largest economy, but even though it is the sixth largest economy in the world, it is dwarfed, that is it is eclipsed, it is reduced by China's economically and militarily, which China is very powerful. But in spite of that, China dwarfing or eclipsing Britain through its economically and military strength, Britain still believes that through its soft power and through its strategic alliances, it can certainly persuade or it can convince Beijing to play the rules of the international order through a new and more dynamic international system. Here, in this entire analysis, UK or Britain is certainly more confident, and it believes that UK's soft power and strategic alliance in the Indo-Pacific region can persuade and convince Beijing to play the rules of new international order, that it wanted it to abide by the dynamic international systems. Therefore, UK is now very much confident post Brexit that it wanted to expand its influence in the countries or among the countries in the Indo-Pacific region, especially to moderate or to reduce or to lessen the China's global dominance. Here the keyword is to moderate China's global dominance in Indo-Pacific region, because UK calls Indo-Pacific region as the geopolitical center of the world. And I hope the entire session was informative, knowledgeable, and also very, very crucial for mains as well as prelims UPSC perspective. So I would say a very big thank you to all. Good luck to you all. And then do maintain consistency, stick to your schedule, and take care of your physical health and mental health. And do not forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe the AKS IAS English Medium YouTube channel, and also have access to the website and Telegram link of AKS IAS Academy. And then see you again tomorrow with the daily news analysis at AKS IAS Academy. Then till then, thank you, goodbye, and then take care.